If you're anything like me, then you've had more than one occasion in your life when you've looked in the mirror and not recognised the woman staring back. You don't know who you are anymore. You've lost touch with the person you used to be, lost your mojo, feel like a nobody, pretty insignificant. You're not alone. There are many more women feeling like this than you'd imagine, but nobody dares say it out loud. And this has happened to me a few times, most recently as I turned 40 a couple of years back. However, the most significant time was when I was just 27. I had settled down with my boyfriend that I'd been with since we were 15 at school. We'd had 2 children, girls aged 3 and 1. We got married as that was what was expected of us. Then, just 7 months later, I woke up one day, literally one day, and thought, what am I doing? Who am I? And it filled me with panic. Long story short, I chose to walk away from my marriage, and I got a lot of stick for that, but I was never going to be that woman who stayed for the kids. Here's why. Kids aren't stupid. They can sense if they've got a happy mum or not, and I knew that I could be a better mum if I made choices for myself. Plus, these children grow up and move out and leave you behind with a husband that you can't stand. Then not only have you lived your life for your kids, they've left you behind, and then your marriage falls apart. Result? You're a sad and lonely woman who feels like she's got no life. So I'm on a mission to help as many women as possible to avoid having that experience. I want to help women live life by being confident, full of self-worth and self-esteem. And for me, there's just one simple, surefire way to make that happen, to reconnect with their true, authentic identity. Remember, I said simple, not easy. So if you want to hear how I did it, then I shall begin. I was visiting my parents one afternoon and we were looking at old photos. I came across this one picture of me, aged 4, and I couldn't take my eyes off it. I was so unbelievably drawn into it. It was mesmerising. It reflected back to me the real me, the person who I was born to be. I knew her. I felt deeply connected to her. I could feel how she felt in the picture and I wanted her back. Now, she was the pure and best version of me. She was the me without any fear, any limiting beliefs, any cares in the world. She could be and do anything that she set her mind to. Anything was possible, and she had a wild imagination. You see, here's what happens in reality. As we grow up, we're laden with expectations, societal norms, biases, prejudice, other people's beliefs, and it weighs us down. We're taught to conform, be quiet, be a good girl, act a certain way. And all that bullshit strips us of our inner beauty and dims our light, so that by the time we're a young adult, we've lost all of that good stuff. We're conditioned to work hard, get a good job, settle down, mortgage, blah, blah, blah. We wear so many other badges that I call them. We spend more time being wife, mum, HR manager, cleaner, carer. You get the picture. We very rarely wear our own badge with our own name on it, and that's how we lose touch with ourselves and why we end up not recognising the woman staring back. So these days, when I feel like this, I ask myself one simple but powerful question. What would Violet do? Oh yes, I must explain. You see, in 1983, it really wasn't cool to be called Jodie. There wasn't many of us around, so I used to tell people I had different names. I have been known to call myself Madonna, Charlotte, amongst many, but my favourite of all time was Violet. And so, that picture you see is one of Violet. I would go back to her and ask her what would she do, and that's always a very different answer than I would get from 42-year-old Jodie, who's been tainted by society. When I step back into being Violet, I immediately become flooded with all of the confidence, self-worth, self-esteem, joy, imagination, excitement, belief that she had, and it helps me to choose to behave differently, break the mould, do what's not expected of me, put my desires, wants and needs front and centre. So that's it. It's the one simple, surefire way to confidence, self-worth and self-esteem. Go back to the purest and best version of yourself. Find a picture of her, Pin her up so that when you're stuck on the hamster wheel of life with the wrong badge on and you don't recognise the woman staring back at you in the mirror, you go to her and you ask her, what would she do? Identity is the first area we explore as part of the Woman Up Way. I reveal all in my new book, Woman Up, which is out on the 2nd of September. So if you'd like to be on the priority list to grab your copy first and get exclusive access to some goodies and some freebies, then join the waitlist today on the following link.